Hey everybody, it's Zeke. Welcome back to the channel. Right now I'm headed to Eugene, Oregon for an event put on by the Willamette Miata Club called Explore Oregon. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. There's going to be a lot of cars there. Going to be a bunch of drives. I'm going to be shooting a whole mess of video. But right now I decided I got bored with I-5 and I'm headed towards Clatskanie. Yep, that's right. Same Clatskanie from the Oregon Insanity Drive. So I'm headed there to do my favorite road, and I might head down to Timber and go that route. So we'll see. But no matter what happens, I'm going to be driving some fun roads. So we'll see you in Eugene. The section of Highway 47 that runs from Clatskanie to Mist is a 12-mile stretch that offers some fantastic twisties, as well as stunning scenery. You know it's going to be fun when the first thing that you see on the road is the curves ahead sign with the words next 11 miles underneath it. It's such an enjoyable road that I often go back and drive it a second time. As we headed into Mist, we were taking a left turn towards Vernonia, and I had a decision to make about which road ahead I wanted to take. I think we just had our mind made up for us because I just passed a sign that said chip sealing project, expect long delays. So I think we might have to take the road to Scappoose instead of going to Timber. So, oh well, have to drive another fun road. Damn. If you're not familiar with what chip seal is, it's when they spray an existing road with like tar or asphalt, then they cover with gravel, and then they come back with a big roller and they flatten it all down, and voila, new road surface. And in between those steps, it's basically a gravel road, as you can see here. No thank you. When I got to the turnoff for Scappoose, it was time to bail on gravel road hell, and fortunately, the road was free and clear. Alright, this is more like it. Got out of the gravel, heading towards Scappoose now. This road's way more fun than that other one now. Alright, well, we'll figure out where we go next. And from there, I enjoyed some nice twisty road, and I made my way into Scappoose. And then I headed south towards Portland to get on the freeway. I immediately regretted not finding a different route. Hey, so we're in Portland. And I don't know what it is about Portland, but it seems like every time I hit Portland, it's just like nasty traffic. I just can't even imagine living here. It's like I love Portland. Portland's a really awesome city, but man, the traffic in this city just blows. And I don't know why it's so bad. If you're gonna sit in traffic, this is the way to do it. Eventually the traffic cleared and I headed towards Eugene for the event. I made a quick stop at the hotel and promptly locked my keys in the trunk of my car. So after being rescued by a fast and really awesome locksmith, I then headed over to the welcome dinner and sign up for the next day's drive at a local Mazda dealer. As I pull in the lot, you can see some of the cars that were there. I signed up for a drive that was called Karen². We all headed out from the hotel and set a course towards Monroe. Now you might think that this drive is called Karen² because of some internet thing, but it's really called that because the driver who was leading it is Karen Payne and her navigator was Karen McCarthy. both from the Willamette Valley Miata Club. The weather was beautiful, and there was hardly a cloud in the sky. But no sooner than we got through Monroe, we found the road we intended to use was closed. Why? More chip seal. Yep. So we took another road, and guess what? Even more chip seal. And just when we thought it was over, did someone say chip seal? It's like the whole state was getting chip sealed this weekend. Finally, the chip seal ended, and we had a short drive through some twisties in the forest before we arrived at our first stop. Alsea Falls Recreational Area. There was a nice mix of cars on the drive, but surprisingly, there wasn't a single NA. So we took a ride out of the parking lot at Alsea Falls, and up until then, we really hadn't been through a lot of twisty roads. This was about to change. And as the morning progressed, the road got more and more intense. It's really amazing how many roads there are like this in Oregon. We were really working up an appetite from all the curves. So we made our way to Alsea for our second stop, a small eatery called Deb's Cafe. Lunch was quite tasty, and it was also inexpensive. After an enjoyable lunch and some social time, we were back on the road again. If you see those hills ahead of us, we're on our way to the top of the tallest one. The road is fairly straight in the beginning, but it quickly turns to an uphill climb, and once you turn off the highway, it's curves all the way to the top. At the summit, we stopped for a rest break in an absolutely stunning view. Those other hills look tiny by comparison. Once again, we were back on the road, and this time back down the winding road that led us to the top. It was an absolutely exhilarating drive. And we were just getting warmed up. Once we hit the highway, we took a left, and the descent continued through some of the craziest curves of the entire drive. If this road doesn't satisfy your appetite for curves, I'm not sure anything else will. After that absolutely amazing stretch of road, we started to make our way back to the hotel. But not without a bonus performance from our two favorites for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the return of Son of Chip Seal. With special guest, Stop and Go Traffic. I could hardly contain my excitement. But it wasn't long before we got back to the hotel, and it was time to call it a day. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.